Right, I figured out what's happening is that when I pause and then when I restart again, instead of pressing that pause button again, I've been pressing the record button. So that's why things have been messing up. Okay, so this is a bit which doesn't get any sun because it's north over that, well, the south over there, so it's hidden by the house. So these tulips, they're not going to be producing any bulbs because they've been there for 3 years or whatever, and they don't get any sun. So all of this really needs digging, but I haven't gotten around to it. I'm thinking what I've done before is have kale here, and that worked quite well because this is okay it's pleasant enough in the summer, and I can just potter around removing cabbage white eggs. I get mixed up in my head with whether things are clematis or whether they're jasmine or whatever. That's a carnation there. That's an old wallflower from about 3 years ago. This bay tree sort of like a bit out of hand. It's another wallflower from about 3 years ago. These little pots up there, I normally have tomatoes in them, but I didn't bother last year. So there's another one over there. I didn't bother last year because there was someone living in the house I didn't get on with, so I sort of like stopped using the garden. So I mentioned in a previous video that the crocuses grow like weeds, so you can see that some of them have spread to the so-called lawn as well. So we're now coming to the highlight of the tour, which is that some peas have started coming up. So the peas are the only thing that I've sown so far. Next to them here, this is where the potatoes are going in. And I suppose one of the reasons that the potatoes will be going in this week is so that I can then put the mulch over the top. Either before wood chip runs out, or I found a source of grass cuttings, which I'm going to put in another video. So that's going to go in the same video as the fig tree cuttings because it comes from the same place. So I haven't really worked out in my head what's going to go here. It's obviously loads of aubergines and chilies, I'd have thought, because that's what I'm growing so far. The small half bed at the far end, I've got quite a few leftover shallots and stuff that I'm thinking of planting out there. So we head to the polytunnel. So this branch needs cutting off. So I haven't finished cutting the neighbour's brambles yet. So as tomorrow, Tuesday, is my main work day in the garden because I spend Monday recuperating from working over the weekend. I'll work on those tomorrow because it hasn't really been pleasant working outside for the last couple of months. And then I've got my own brambles, but I'm the kind of person who's like concentrates on doing the other stuff first before before doing my own stuff. Right, so we go into the polytunnel. So when I started this morning, it was 30 Celsius, but I don't know how accurate the reading that was, because I'm trying to protect it a little bit from the sun, but I don't know whether it totally works here. So it's now down to about 26 because I'm keeping the door open there. So these are the things from my bedroom that I've moved to the polytunnel for the day. Well, except the broad beans have stayed here. It's still been going down to -2 Celsius because I haven't gotten around to filling these water butts up yet for the thermal mass thing, because I only arranged these on Friday afternoon, and then I worked on Saturday and Sunday. So these are the Turkish orange aubergines here, or 43 of them anyway. 42, I think. I forgot. Yeah, 40. There's just 40 here. The other 3 are still elsewhere. So they got off to a good start, but I don't think they've grown all that much in the last month because I've been abusing them by not giving them enough light and whatever. So this tray here, this is from some shop bought Scotch bonnets that I then planted the seeds from. I think what Rob would do, he'd keep this one and then throw the other 34 on the compost heap. And these are those 11 sunstripe tomatoes I've got left, the ones which I had under the grow light for 3 days. So they haven't been under the grow light for the last 2 or 3 days. They've been recovering, but I've now put them out here in the polytunnel, see how they do. So they'll be coming out here in a day, each day this week. And then when Thursday comes around and we're no longer getting frost, I'll be keeping the aubergines and the tomatoes and the snack peppers. So that's, I think that's 10, 20, 30. Yeah, so there's 80 snack peppers here. And I've still got a tray indoors that I need to, a tray of 40 indoors that I need to plant out, or pot up rather. I'm probably planting, I said I was going to do the broad beans today, but I think I'll probably do them on Wednesday, because Wednesday, it's not going to be freezing at night on Wednesday night, but it is going to be cold. So I could do those on the Wednesday, because on Thursday, and then on Thursday night, it's going to be really warm. Well, not really warm, I mean just like 6 or 7 Celsius. So that's when I'm thinking of, that's going to be my mass day of sowing stuff. So I've got pots there, I'll be working there, so that will be, I need to clear that. And then this will be where I put them, but I'm going to be having, this is going to get raised by having some buckets full of water underneath them. So once I've filled all these containers with water later this afternoon, we'll see what effect that has on the nighttime temperature, because we're still going down to freezing, I think on Monday and Tuesday. So these were the 5 lemon drop chilies that I've potted up. So I potted these up on Friday evening, but then they spent 2 days while I was working without any light. So I couldn't get them under the grow lights because I had other stuff there and I was too tired and too busy to move them. So they're finally getting some light here once the sun gets past the conifer. And that's the volunteer tomato, which is still hanging around. It's not totally dead yet. So I bought that indoors last night because we were forecast -4 Celsius, but I think it only got down to -2 Celsius. So that's the end of the report. I really wanted to do this all in one go, but because I haven't got the hang of pressing the right button at the right time, I think this is going to end up in about 4 different parts. So which I find rather disappointing. Right.